Right. Basil, welcome to Darlington. Welcome
Great.
to the UK Flooring Podcast. What's your story? Who are you? Keeping flooring to one side. You've travelled a long way, but give me everything you got.
You won't believe it. I mean, thanks for having me. Little train delay, but finally got here. Stories starts from it goes way back. Started from London actually, doing security. You won't even believe it. Yeah, then going back to Ghana, sad story, mom passing away. Then getting to IT.
Okay.
Doing websites, all of that, evolving into social media. Then actually getting to a point musicians, it happens to musicians, like they feel like they have an artist block. I feel like entrepreneurs also, we do hit the point whereby we hit like a mental block.
Right.
And then, so like 10 years after that, I hit a block and I'm like, I need to find something else to do because the service industry is great, but I still don't feel too much fulfilled, So then I start to explore, travel, go Cairo. Just wanted to see different sceneries, get the mind moving. Ended up in Dubai.
Yeah.
Walking in a mall, walking in shops, then saw carpet grass one day, and I said, well, hold on. I remember I need this for my home. So I said, okay, let me get a couple of rows, ship it back. Bought my friend's dream car, you wouldn't believe it, that BMW X5. Ship it with it, send it to Ghana.
Right.
Usual habit I have, take pictures of whatever I have, put it on WhatsApp, just say for sale.
Yeah.
And everybody says, how much? I said, okay, I gave a price. All carpet grass is done. Didn't get to put it in my home.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and so I'm like, oh, that's like a light bulb moment. I'm like, hold on, this might get interesting. On the next flight back to Dubai, load up some shipment, back again. I'm like, hold on, this flooring industry, I need to zoom into it and see what I can do about it. This is like 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
Started looking for exhibitions online. Saw Domotex in Gaziantep.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I jump on a plane, go, walking around, and that's how everything started coming together,
Okay. So were you born in the UK or born in Ghana?
Born in Ghana, but my father is a British Cypriot.
Okay.
So I'm like, I like to say I'm the best cocktail you're ever gonna have because my dad is Cypriot, but obviously Greek Cypriot.
Yeah.
Relocated here somewhere in the 1930s because there was a war in Cyprus, like some invasion.
Okay.
And then my mom is Ghanaian.
Right.
So my mom's here on holiday and meets my dad, and then boom. That's how I appear. So I've got this mix.
Okay.
Yeah, but so Cypriot blood, but British Ghanaian national.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did a bit of IT, and then you brought some stuff over to Ghana.
Yeah.
What happened then? And obviously a bit of WhatsApp. How were you selling it? And
It's just social media and WhatsApp and word of mouth, and just getting it out there. And I mean, I had that from way back in school. I've always been selling stuff.
Okay.
Just looking for opportunity, looking for business opportunity wherever there's a need, people need something. Find myself in there. But eventually, I mean, I think when it's starting, you're kind of in a mix. You're not sure where you want to end up.
Yeah.
And then with time, you kind of figure out, okay, I want to stay on this road. And then, I stayed on the flooring road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you created a business called Modern Floors.
Exactly, yeah.
And how does that look in Ghana at the moment? And then obviously we'll go on to where it's progressed. But how does it look now?
Modern Floors, I'm not trying to blow up my own horn or anything, but Modern Floors is now the biggest, most reputable flooring brand in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, started it from my home.
Yeah.
Started using my hall for storage, my living room. Got to a point I kicked myself out of the house because now I needed more storage space. Okay. I'm kind of homeless still today. Just because I need the space. And customers coming all the way to my home, buying stuff, using the internet, social media to market. And then now listening to customers complain that your place is too far. We need a city showroom. you got to come in towards into town because I'm probably 15. Well, you guys more into miles, maybe 15 miles away from like the center.
Okay.
So I said, okay. I look at the numbers because the numbers have to make sense. If the numbers don't make sense, it doesn't mean
business.
it's not business. Yeah. So I look at the numbers. I'm like, oh well, the numbers looking all right. Let's get a showroom.
Right.
Then I did 4 showrooms in 14 months.
Right.
I got one showroom. After a month, because I don't have the habit of let's say spending the money, the profit, or the business money. For me, I'm good with little. You know, so it's more like if it's looking good, let's keep going. Let's keep going till we can't go no more. So we did 4 showrooms in 14 months, and it's over 4 years since the city showrooms took up.
Okay.
And it's going well.
And what product categories are those showrooms selling now?
First product was carpet grass. Then we added the LVT, and then now we've thrown in carpet tiles. We've gone into adhesives. We've now gone into waterproofing because it's we're like customer focused. That we collect data, especially from what customers been asking us. So when we see there's a challenge, and you know, some people think waterproofing is not linked to flooring, but it is because we have floors that the buildings are waterlogged and they've got water coming from under, and waterproofing helps stop the water problems, and then obviously doesn't mess with adhesives we use in the LVT. So all kind of, it's like I call it blue magic, all kind of fit into each other at a point. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're mainly doing now. Yeah.
And are the showrooms in Ghana, they're selling directly to people with homes?
Yes, it's B2B, B2C. I mean, we're not going out there looking for contractors, but they're coming in. Obviously, they get their own clients. They come in, they get their quotes, chop it up with their clients, and come in. And then we have the clients. So we do installation. It's like a secondary service.
Right.
We provide installation as well. And then we do installation training, not as a business, no. However, we found ourselves in a market where LVT was really new, like totally new. People really don't know much about it. And we were not the first, like I tell people every time. We never said we were the first. However, the companies that brought LVT into Ghana, they didn't take the time to train and educate people on the product. So what happened is that you find customers giving there's so many bad reviews when we got in the market. Oh, LVT is not good, it keeps coming off. So many things, it scratches, it's not what it, so like probably 90% of reviews you hear was totally bad. Yeah. Then, so we took pains and looked at it, and we were like, no, it's not the product that's bad. It's coming from the installation. Poor installation is leading to the product looking bad. Very, I wouldn't say poor adhesives, but using wrong adhesives. Not using the adhesives made for LVT.
Yeah.
So we started working on the training people on how to install, know the different types, just even get the names right. Because till today, even in UK, I still go to some shops and people don't know the difference between LVT, vinyl, SPC. And this is because a lot of people keep coming up with their own terms. It's still a new product. Yeah. So we had to do all that. I mean, now we even have our own adhesive brand.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because we combed the world, and I got a factory in Ras Al Khaimah in UAE, not far from Dubai. Chopped it up with them, told them what I needed, brought about 3 adhesives to the table, which we loved. One thing about each one, there was one adhesive that was very water resistant, but it didn't dry quick. Yeah. Then there's another brand of adhesive that's drying quick, but it's not water resistant, you know? Yeah. And there's another one that's so toxic. That's the work, but it's giving out so much VOC. It's not really conducive for anyone to be working around it. So I tell this factory, I said, look at this. Take these 3 products. Let's take the good out of them and try and put into one. Right. Okay. Yeah, and that's how we got our own adhesive. We call it a super bond.
I love that.
Great, yeah.
It's interesting you say that when SPC's come to the UK, and I mean, I'm not an LVT and SPC expert in either, but SPC flooded into retail, and everyone started selling it because it was cost effective, it was waterproof, it worked really well. but the education around subfloor, possibly adhesives, a lot of people's
Exactly.
click. Everyone's complaining because it's coming apart, it's snapping, it's doing this. And a lot of it was down to the education of the product's actually not that bad. It's the method of installation or the actual subfloor preparation where they're expecting it to be as good as laminate, like a DIY version. But it's actually better, but you need a little bit of knowledge before you start getting out of the box. So it's interesting in the same problem, different country.
Without the education, you're killing the product.
Yeah.
And you're just letting people think it's a bad product, but it's not. It's a very good product.
So, for retail shops, how did you then think, right, we now need to go to Dubai? Obviously, you went on holiday there. You had supply from there. What was the next thing?
Thing with the holiday is that I got married in that process, you know. So my family's in Dubai.
Right.
I've got four kids. Four kids in Dubai. So Ghana was like taking too much of my time, and you know the wife's complaining. She's not probably saying it every day, but the look on her face tells me you're spending too much time away from home.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking I need to do something in Dubai to have a reason to spend more time in Dubai, business wise also, because that's what keeps me going. And then in Dubai, and then it all started coming up, making sense that Dubai was quite centrally located to from suppliers in Europe, Asia, wherever, to supply Africa. And then if we decided to go into Europe, it would be a good strategic point also, and also for the Middle Eastern market, because places like Saudi Arabia is blowing up now, construction, building, and it all comes together and ends up with flooring at the last bit. So it was a decision that didn't take off as a business decision. No. It was more or less like a family and personal thing. Yeah. But then we put the works around it to make it make sense business wise. Yeah.
So what's the operation look like?
Dubai is a huge warehouse, big storage, selling B2B. Mainly, the market in Dubai is totally different than Ghana. Dubai, everybody's more or less a bit of laid back, relaxed, and has a little bit of extra cash to spend. So customers don't really want to be walking around shops and looking for stuff. They just want to work with architects, flooring contractors, building contractors. So you see, you get 80% of the people coming to the warehouse, contractors, coming for quotes and doing the work. And just like 20% are actual customers who taking the pains to find the product. Whereas in Ghana, it's the opposite. Customers don't trust contractors with their money, or they don't want to pay an arm and leg or pay the extra service fees that come with dealing with contractors because they probably don't have it. The economy is different, right? So everybody's trying to save a penny rather than just sit back and say, you know what, you do this and take extra money. So it's different. I mean, that's the beauty about working in different continents and different cultures. You get to see different behaviors in purchasing. And colors, preference and colors are totally different. Right. Okay. They're totally different. Like you come to Dubai, 70% of cars are white. Right. Yeah. Buildings are looking beige and cream. So the sparkle in people's eyes and what they see as great and fantastic is different from what people see over. So it's just about just learning what they want and giving them the right product, the right quality, and just serving them to their needs. It's not our business model is never trying to do what we think is right. It's just trying to do what the market and the customers want. Okay. Yeah.
So we met on Instagram, and you said, "Look, I'm coming to the UK. Yeah. I want to bring my products to the UK." And I'm like, "Okay." And now you're in Darlington. So now, how do you think? Obviously, you set up in Dubai, set up in Ghana. Yeah. What do you feel you're going to bring to the UK market?
Well,
what's the plan?
The UK is I don't know how to put this because we got the UK trademark 2 years ago, and that's what we've been riding off. And at the point we know we need to end up here because I'm Ghanaian and British at the same time, so I want to have a foothold. And UK is a bit personal for me also because my dad comes from here, and I've got a bad backstory with my father growing up, and how he was not, like really there.
Right.
So for me, it's apart from being passionate about the flooring business now and being passionate about business, there's still a little bit of me that just wants to let make a statement.
Yeah.
That I did it here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that part of business that it's just what people think is not possible. You want to wake up in the morning and says, I just want to do it because they think I can do it.
I love that.
You get me? Like, just people
Yeah.
thinking. I mean, I can't remember what exact words I used on my Facebook years ago, but I think I wrote something like, the thought of you thinking it's impossible made me do it.
Right, yeah. I think I like that. I think one of mine, maybe a little bit egotistical, mine's watch this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, that's the drive. It's a bit of like all athletes have, like competitiveness, like just the fact that someone thinks you're not going to be able to score this goal or win this championship or win this league. It's just what's driving.
Yeah.
This was driving you. And that's how come, that's another reason why I'm always trying new markets, because you conquer one market, you get complacent.
Yeah.
And I'm always of the view that complacency is the obstacle between you and greatness. So I don't want to feel I don't want to feel too fulfilled in one place. I don't want to feel like I'm done. Yeah. I feel like, well, there's like, like the Alexandra story. I just watched it on Netflix recently. I never knew that was a story anyway, but it was amazing. Like, he conquers one place and he just keeps trying to spread the territory. And then his people are telling him, listen, we have all this territory. Can we just chill out? Yeah. And he's like, no.
Keep going.
We keep going.
Yeah.
He's taking more territories. And I think that's it. So there's UK is not the end of it.
No.
We already registered business in US a couple of years ago, but we put that on ice.
Okay.
We worked on a trademark also in the US. We put that on ice, and we'll get there eventually.
So what route are you going to go to in the UK? Are you going retail? Are you going wholesale?
Yeah, with UK, for now, we're gonna go wholesale, but we're gonna be working directly with retailers, mainly, and then we're gonna throw it out to customers also. Same model like we work in Ghana. We're still fairly new, so it will be unfair to kind of clear cut how we're gonna work.
No.
I believe in throwing the net wide. We know what we want to do. We know where we want to get to, but as we go along, the inquiries and the response is going to shape our direction. Okay. So we're open to listen. We're open for people to get in touch with us, to tell us what, because we've been talking to a lot of fitters on Instagram, and it'll amaze you. Like, we keep telling them, what you like best. You like the dry back, you want the self stick, or you want the click lock. And they're all like, dry back. We don't want the click lock. Yeah. I'm thinking, what's wrong with the click lock? Because click lock is a fantastic product. Why are they saying so? We're not just jumping to the conclusion like, okay, so UK doesn't like click lock. Huh. So then we're doing market surveys. We're going around a lot of flooring shops in the UK, and we're seeing 50% click lock and 50% dry back. So hold on, we're thinking, why are the fitters saying they don't like click lock, but the shops are selling click lock? Is it that the shops don't know what to sell, don't know what the market, or the fitters are the ones against click lock? Is it taking business away from them because maybe customers can DIY click lock? What's the problem?
I think it could be more like that. The DIY market is click, and that's the expectation. And then you can't really give a DIY a dry back, and that's a professional installation. So the fitters aren't wanting the DIY, but the DIYers haven't got the money to pay the professional installer. So it's a combination of different retail and contract, but yes, I think the die-hard installers, you're right.
They're like 80-90% of all the fitters we've spoken to via Instagram. Most, if they're listening, they would know Modern Floors has been in touch with them. Keep saying no click lock, no click lock.
We've been in the wood market 20 years, and I've got the same opinion. I probably will never change that opinion. I don't like click wood. It's good quality. It goes together well. It's easy. But for me, using even my integrity or my experience, I would only fix a wooden floor down, and that's what we've always stuck to. And I'm all open to ideas of different things, but for me, there is a significant difference between a full stuck down wood floor and a floated floor. And I don't think I'll ever change my opinion. And I do change my opinion on lots of things, but stick down. So I've got the same opinion, and I'm not from an LVT background. It's wood, and possibly all the die-hard wood guys would be the same.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, for a second, it got me thinking that is there a problem with the plastic locking system with the weather? Does it shrink? Does it crack? Does it break? But then you said something, the subfloor. Yeah. And that could be the problem. They're probably having a nightmare of customers not having a very good subfloor. And they just probably, customers are not willing to invest in preparing, having a good preparation for the subfloor. So they'll rather not even go that direction because they might seem too complicated to a customer when they get on site and says, oh, we got to do your subfloor. And then they bring a quote for the subfloor and the customer is like, oh my God. And this is not the final product because, a customer thinks, he sees that price for the subfloor, he's thinking, that's not the end of it. I still have to put something on that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that could be the UK market. Most subfloors need to be prepared in some way. When I was speaking to the installers in the USA at Las Vegas a few weeks ago, their subfloors go in a different way, and they're used to very, very good quality subfloors. Yeah. So the click market in the US is different, and they're like, "Oh, click's fine," but they don't self level, they don't plywood. They do some plywooding, but a lot less than the UK. So I think that's even new builds in the UK are known for not being flat, which it's just not. You would expect them to be flat, but they're not normally. So it's not up to standards. So.
Probably also the underlay they put under because we've had terrible experience with using underlay with click, whereby like when you have like tables and chairs standing at one place or like furniture standing at one place for so long. Very thick underlay, 6 mm, 8 mm, 10 mm begins to dip in. In certain points, and it gives the finishing a bad look. And a customer is probably not going to go like, oh, that's the flooring problem. He's going to call the fitter and says your work is terrible. And give him a bad review. I think they're just trying to play safe. But if there's an issue, communicate it with the customer. Just break it down to the customer. Honesty is like the best policy. Just tell the person, this is what's going to happen. If you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do this, it's for your own good. It's long term. You invest the money. Why spend X amount of money and then it's 2 years down the line, you got to rip it all off? Why not just spend an extra X, Y amount of money and then have it long lasting? I think sometimes it's in the communication. A lot of people are probably skeptical that if they break down things too much for customers, they're gonna run away. But I'd rather have 2-3 customers out of 10 who appreciate my work and I give them the best results. Because what's the point of taking money and getting so many calls and having a headache and having sleepless nights? Just the same like an arm robber who's looking, running away. I'd rather do the business and do it well, and I don't have to look over my shoulder, be worried when the next phone call comes in.
No, it's exactly. We have Facebook groups, and I see comments all the time like, I saw one this morning. What was it? I don't want to appear too expensive, and I'm like, but you've not even been to see the job. You've not even. It's the value you're going to bring to the table, and what you think's expensive, what I think's expensive. You're putting yourself in this box before you've even got there, and it's like, are you brilliant at what you do? Yes. Are you going to do what you said? Yes. So what we put in the cost before we've even got to the job and had a look, and they're like, what should I charge? I'm like, well, should we just pull a number out of the sky? And it's like, yes, we all want to be paid and be paid well, but we also want to exchange that for a really good job. So the number one marketing strategy is word of mouth.
Oh yeah. So if you're doing all your Facebook ads, your TikTok ads, your whatever ads, and your and you're not able to communicate well with customers and get good referrals, what's the point?
You can only.
What's the point? I mean, man up and tell your customers that this is what it is. Be civil about it. Be diplomatic about it. And if the customer, there's nothing wrong with saying no. If you can't do it, just say no.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's one of the biggest. If someone asks,
and they will appreciate you for that, and they'll go around, get a lot of quotes from different people, probably even higher, but they're gonna remember that one guy who says, well, he was very honest about it, and they're going to think to myself, I want to go with him because he's trustworthy, he's reliable, and they can feel it. It's a connection they can feel with you, and they'll just go with you than the person cooking so many sweet words to them.
That's right. So I've had so many clients that have embodied into when they don't want the job, they say no, and then they wait a couple of months, weeks, and the client comes back and says, actually, can we do this? And like, absolutely no problem. Yeah. So
it happens.
By saying no, you get a yes. So it's,
every time I'm doing staff training with my staff in the showrooms, and they're giving me feedbacks. Like, oh, this customer says this is too expensive. This customer says that's too. Some customers giving funny excuses about their product, and I'm like, well, let me tell you something. Everybody wants to drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but when they get to the showroom and their pocket can't pay for it, they start saying stuff like, "Oh, I don't like fast cars." You don't like fast cars because, respectfully, you can't afford the fast car.
Yeah,
but if you had £1 million in your account tomorrow, I can tell you're gonna love the fast car. So when customers are saying stuff just to make it sound like they're not interested, that customer probably or more or less was never ever gonna ever buy from you.
Yeah.
It's just because they can't afford it. They're probably too embarrassed to say, I can't afford it. Yeah. How many customers have you met that could literally tell you, I'm sorry, I can't afford this?
Oh, they're not gonna say that.
They're not gonna say that.
I listened to a podcast the other day, and I think, what was it? He said, when people are taking the mick out you, or where they're not being very nice to you, you actually look at the how they're doing it, and it's because they're actually feeling comfortable in themselves with what they're saying. Yeah. So they sling it at you, and it's like actually it's the uncomfortableness inside of them. And I thought that was a really interesting way of reframing it. There, it's not actually about you; it's about them.
It's their insecurities they're throwing at you.
That's it.
What they know they couldn't do, they think you can do it.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
So the normal question I ask what's the biggest issue with the UK flooring market? But what I'm going to ask is, since you've been running flooring businesses, what do you think the number one challenge is if you had to put one on the firing line?
I have to go for two.
Okay.
It's been subfloors and adhesives.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what?
I mean, I could add installation, but I think number one is subfloors. Okay. Yeah, it either being uneven, rough, waterlogged, problems. So many problems.
What's in the average home in Ghana? What subfloors are they? How do they look?
Everybody's doing a subfloor with the stereotype mind that they're going to use ceramic and porcelain tiles. So it's rough, really rough, very dusty, and they're expecting that when the ceramic tiler or porcelain tiler comes in, he's going to use a cement mixture to kind of adjust the height of the level as he goes along, to make the ceramic tiles level, and then their clients see LVT and SPC and they go like, they want this, and then now we have to tell the clients, you got to redo the floor. And problem in Ghana is that unlike Dubai, self-leveling is too expensive. Okay. Like it's just gonna let the budget go way up the mark, and you might have issues with selling the product. So they got to do rescreed the floors again, and then comes the time that they need to let it dry well, because nobody's adding any additives to let the drying time speed up. It's extra cost. You got to remember, when you're doing business in Africa, cost is like key. Nice. Key. You know, as much as people love the best things, cost can just tumble the whole equation.
Do you think that's above client experience? Do you think as a whole, if they could have either a brilliant experience from world-class customer service or a good job at a better price, do you think it would be more towards the price? Or
it's the price for them. Yeah. It's the price for them. The heart is willing, but the mind is telling them something opposite. Yeah, so it's the subfloors, and then they screed the floors, and you have to wait for it to really dry, because it could look, after a week of screeding, when you're not using curing agents, or you're not probably aerating the room well, because don't forget, it's very humid over there.
Yeah.
So you're having problems with drying times and screeded floors. You can lay the LVT, and then the water is going to come out and then mix with the adhesive. And the adhesive is water resistant, it's not waterproof.
No.
So there's an amount of water that's going to break it up, and it's going to give your job a bad look.
Right.
So when they push and push and push, we politely, respectfully have to tell them that, okay, you can buy the products from us, but we're not going to do the installation, and we're not going to cover the warranty if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but we at least have to explain and be professional and let you know, don't do this or do this. Biggest problem is the subfloor.
Right.
Biggest problem.
Love that. What is the best bit of advice you've ever received, and who was it from? If you can maybe,
Bit of advice I ever received. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because I look up to, like, you wouldn't believe it. Like, I do more of athletes. Like, it's not advice per se. I just look at their life, their story, their motivation, and I pick a lot of cues from them. Like people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace. I look at movie stars who had tough struggles because I see myself in them. I look at people like Sylvester Stallone, who was walking the streets with the Rocky story, with his dog, you know.
Yeah.
I take cues from that because I mean what I pick from all of that is that just keep going, don't stop. You know, if you hit a wall, it's okay. Yeah. That's not the end of the world. Pick it up, pick yourself up. If you have to diversify, because we've all come from places where we thought this is how we're gonna go about it, and we've got to moments that we've hit walls, and then what we've done is that we didn't quit, we just change the path, readjust, get back to the drawing table, and then change the formula, but we don't stop.
No.
Yeah, and as with losses. Yeah, losses come every time. Yeah. Losses come every time, but it's the long-term gain. It's the long-term gain. So I wouldn't say it's one particular advice. It's just looking at these great people, and looking at their stories and seeing where we fit in.
Yeah, love that. Could you think of the worst bit of advice you could even advise someone? What would be something?
Quit.
What would be?
Give up.
Yeah.
The opposite. That would be worse. Like, don't do anything. Keep sleeping.
Yeah.
That would
just
be
give
worst.
up. Just pack it in. Get a job. And
to be fair, years ago, a good friend of mine, I was jobless. I was in Elephant and Castle, like jobless. I must have been 19 or 20, 19 probably, and says, you know what? Like, a man is not supposed to be sitting at home because you're not going to find opportunity in your room. Just get up and walk. Go to the mall, take a walk. Just walk around. It worked. Run into an old work colleague of mine from a previous job. Says, what are you doing? I says, I'm jobless. He says, you want a job? I said, yeah, I want a job. He says, here's a number of his boss. He needs more people. Phone him up. And that was it. He called the boss up. He says, you got a white shirt and the black trousers. I said, yeah. He says, can you get to Gillingham by 3 p.m. I said, yeah. It's like, get on the train and come.
Just go. Yeah, absolutely. Love that. Brilliant. I think I saw on Instagram or on socials you're doing a talk or something like. Give me what's that all about and why are you doing it?
There's an African housing show end of April, I think 27, 28, somewhere around there. Yeah, and they got in contact with me regarding, because they've been seeing a lot of the work. They asked me if there was something passionate regarding flooring and construction that I wanted to marry into and talk about. I said yeah, because I've always been talking about, like when I say integrity of buildings, like the structural integrity, and linking it to flooring. Because, for example, a square meter of ceramic tiles is like 20 kilos. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 4 or 5 square meters of LVT is 20 kilos. Yeah. Okay, so quick math will just tell you that if you've got 1,000 square meters, which is like 10,000 square feet, you put ceramic tiles on there, and we're not talking like the ground floor or basement, we're talking like from the first floor upwards. You put 1,000 square meters of ceramic tiles at 20 kg per square meter. That's 20 tons of weight on a floor. You put LVT on it, that's like a quarter of that, probably 5 tons if my math is right off the top of my head. So that's saving you about 15 tons of weight. I'm not a builder, but I can tell you that if a builder knew he's going to save 15 tons, he's going to probably readjust his whole quantities, his iron rods, his blocks, whatever. It's going to, cost of building construction is going to come down.
Yeah.
Then we can link it back to the whole conversation of affordable housing and affordable construction, because that's where the economy in everywhere, it's just not UK, everywhere, is this generation after generation, people find it more difficult to own homes and everything. That's because the cost of owning keeps going up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And why is it going up? Because it starts from the material cost and everything to the labor. But the material is the main thing. And what's making the material expensive is how much material is going into it.
Yeah.
So if I could tell you that I'm saving you 15 tons on a floor, and probably we're going up 10 floors, I'm saving you 150 tons off a floor, I want an architect or someone, a surveyor, whatever, to sit down and do the math for me and tell me what other materials can we take off now to keep our building affordable.
Right.
And that's and they were really interested in that, and they were like, can you come and throw more light on it? Because it links back to sustainability, long term, all these things. It all connects back. Energy saving, everything. It's kind of all connects back. So yeah, if anyone is interested in us like discussing, delving, because I'm just not going to be there just talking at people. I don't believe in that. I'm going to throw light on what I have in mind, what I've researched, and then everybody's going to shoot questions, and we're all going to discuss, and we're going to walk away with a new mindset, and probably we're going to go back to our architects and our building contractors and say, hey, what if we change our flooring product and we save this amount of weight? How much would we save on the cost of construction?
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be like really big.
And I think the builders and the architects are looking at sustainability, recyclability. And someone rang me, I think yesterday, said, I need 5,000 square meters of LVT. I said, it's not really my bag. But he said, but if you put me in touch with someone, it's got to be recyclable. It's got so I don't know the exact technology, but it's got to have that sustainability factor, or the deal's off. We haven't even got into colours or spec or anything. He's like, it just must be that. Right, okay, so put him in contact. We got the deal done, but yeah, that was the before we even said what colour it was like it needs to be sustainable, or recyclable. So no, it was really...
it's all kind of linked. You put the equation together, they all come together, and eventually it brings down, like, affordability becomes the key thing too. Sustainability, environmentally friendly, everything comes in place.
Yeah. What flooring have you got fitted at home in Dubai?
Flooring have I got fitted? LVT, just dry back.
Yeah.
Dry back is actually my favorite.
All the way through?
Yeah, dry back is, I love click lock. Yeah. But dry back PVC, not SPC.
Yeah.
Because I personally love the noise reduction of PVC tiles, not being very rigid and solid and reducing noise.
Yeah.
So I love it. And I love dry back because if you even have a little unevenness on the floor, it will just take the shape of it and kind of hide it for you, And that's probably why they don't like the click lock too, because if anything shifts, then you get a noise.
You feel it, yeah.
You get a squeak, and then if you've got kids, they think there's a ghost.
Yeah. They're creeping across the landing. Yeah. Brilliant. So we are at 2:00. If I gave you £1,000 today, and you had to spend it by 5:00 today, so you've only got 3 hours, and we're in Darlington.
Oh my God.
But you can spend it online. What would you spend £1,000 on?
On business or myself?
Doesn't matter. I'm literally. If I was going to give you it doesn't matter.
What I spend £1,000 on? Yeah. Well, probably ring up the white face and say, do you want something? Before I get into any trouble, I spend all the money on myself. And then she goes like, so you didn't buy me anything? Yeah, probably get the kids something. I'm not too full of getting a lot of stuff for myself. I'm good with little. I'm good. For me, personally, I just need a good phone always at hand.
Right, okay.
Once I've got good technology, everything else is secondary. Yeah. More or less, yeah. I won't go out partying and drinking too much, though. No. Definitely. But I might have like a good dinner also.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Send some home, have a dinner, and make sure your phone's up to date.
Yeah. You know.
Love it. If you could employ anyone across all the companies in the world, who would it be and why? One person. They can be dead or alive. It doesn't matter. Who would you employ?
Across.
To work with you.
To work with me.
In any way.
Well, I'll still go down the road of the athletes. It would be a tough choice, but I'll probably give it to Kobe Bryant, legendary basketball player. He's got a magnificent, fantastic work ethic. He's in the gym 4 a.m. He's in the gym 3 times a day. He's got there are stories of him working out on the court, and just because another great basketball player walked on the court to do a workout, even if he was 3 hours into his workout, he's not stopping till that player gets off the court, and he's gonna stay an extra hour just to prove a point.
Yeah.
And if you've got someone like that on your team, everybody's gonna have to work really hard. You know, yeah.
I reckon you could sell flooring. Yeah,
oh yeah, he could sell flooring. Yeah, for sure, he could sell flooring.
What is the least favourite part of your current job or business? What's your least favourite?
Returns.
Yeah.
I don't know which business person doesn't hate returns. Yeah, because the e-commerce space now, the Q-commerce space, is big on returns. You know, customers it's not because they don't like the product. They just change their mind.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, returns are not that big, but we could live without returns if we had the choice. Yeah, returns must be. Yeah, I love every part of it. I love the challenges that come with it. I love the trouble that comes with staff.
Yeah,
staff. I have 5 kids, by the way, and if you've got kids, you can deal with staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point.
I think it's the same, isn't it?
Almost the same. Almost. I mean, not. But then I think when I try and put those two together, I'm coming from the point whereby you're just patient.
Yeah.
Because
and listening.
Yeah, you're just patient. You're listening, and you're just making decisions for the good of everyone, and you're letting things go. People are doing unreasonable, unbelievable things, but you become like a father figure, and you just don't get up. I hate getting rid of staff, totally. I'd rather just reshape you. Like, you won't believe, I had a driver nicking fuel. Like, he was found a way to put less fuel in my van, and get the fuel attendant to give him a receipt for more money. I found out because we were keeping a record of price per liter and liter capacity and all that. He didn't know we had and then mileage. Yeah. So we were kind of figuring out that there's something off about it. I caught him. He confessed, but I realized he had issues because money and pressure at home. Increased his salary because I thought he's good, and he's not doing this because he hates me. He's doing this because he needs the money.
Yeah.
So why don't I just work out something with him to just give him a little bit more money and stop nicking my fuel, you know?
Yeah. Does he still work for you now?
No. Somewhere along the line, he did something not concerning that, really different. And at that point, he was probably the only one. To be fair, the only ones I've ever had to let go were drivers. I don't know why it was with drivers. Drivers were
the ones.
Yeah.
Totally. If you could start the business all over again, what are the 2 or 3 things you would definitely do differently?
Well, I'm doing that right now. For me, establishing in the UK and launching in like this coming May, it's the same thing. And I'm taking all the mistakes because from Ghana, mistakes from Dubai, and coming here, not making those mistakes anymore. Especially with the web presence.
What were the mistakes?
With Dubai, one mistake we did from the beginning was everybody wants finance options when they're buying things, and we didn't quite consider finance from the beginning. So we lost out on a lot of business from the beginning, whereby here we're already plugged into 3 finance companies already. So basically, it's just the mistakes. We don't want to repeat those same mistakes. And with logistics and transport and all of that, looking at how they can eat into your operating cost, we're making sure we get the right partners here. Delivery turnaround times, also making sure we can get 24-hour, worst case 48-hour delivery turnaround times here with the right partners. So it's just making sure we don't repeat the same mistakes again from the lessons we've learned, so that we don't waste time fixing mistakes rather than growing faster.
What was a big mistake you made in Ghana in the early days?
Well, with Ghana, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but if I knew how big the business would have got into, I'd have probably gone into showrooms quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, but
not taking action quickly.
Yeah, I didn't take action that quick. But when it came to it, that's why we did 4 showrooms in 14 months, because then we cover a 50-kilometer radius with all our 4 showrooms in the capital city. Okay. With Dubai, we already fixed that mistake last year, where warehousing in Dubai is so expensive, ridiculous. You won't believe it. For something like a 2,000 square feet area, we were spending somewhere in the pound 40 grand. Wow. Yeah, really, really, really hurting our business. So we had to find 3PL partners, different ways to do fulfillment with e-commerce companies, marketplaces, just to change the structure a bit and then reduce our warehousing size, so that we can save the cost on that also. Okay. So it was more of that was more of a logistics mistake. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That was a logistics mistake. Yeah. So try not to make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. If you could come out the flooring industry in its entirety, what do you think you would like to do for a living if you had to?
Well, I love cars. Yeah. Love cars. Always fixed most problems on the cars myself. Yeah, I could do that for a hobby any day.
Have you got a favourite car?
Yeah, BMW.
Yeah. BMW. Any particular one?
Just so recently, but I had the 650i for a couple of years. X5 used to be my favorite growing up. Okay. Got over that dream, got over that passion. Had a couple of them.
Lived that dream,
yeah. I messed with them. Opened up, took out the Megatronics, took out the gearbox on my X5 on the E70. Took out the Megatronics, shipped it to Dubai. Had the valves changed. Yeah. People, my mechanic couldn't believe that I was that passionate about it. Yeah, got all these softwares way back, all these OBD cables. Any of my mates' friends have issues with their BMWs. I say, come, clear the codes, do reprogramming. Yeah, I love those stuff.
So money, no object.
No, I did have
free car driveway.
Yeah.
What would you have? You've got 3 cars.
3 cars.
On your driveway, no money, no object at all. You can have anything you want. What would be on the driveway?
Well, probably get the new, the XM?
Yeah.
Yeah, that for sure will be in the driveway.
Is that electric?
Yeah. What else would be in the driveway? Very big, put a Defender.
Right, yeah.
The new Defender. Love it. I love cars that just look masculine, bulky, strong, and give that, And what else would probably be on the driveway? Probably a Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, just for that odd day.
Yeah.
For that odd day, you want to just let people know, I made it.
Love that.
But it won't be an everyday car, no.
And you have to get a new driver that doesn't take the
fuel. That doesn't nick the fuel.
So, 3 people you would like to go out to dinner with or have a drink with? Anyone you want at all? Who would be round the table?
Who would be round the table?
Yeah.
It won't be a bad idea to tap into Elon Musk's mind.
Yeah. It'd be good.
It'll be good. Yeah. I kind of have an idea of how he thinks. He's not really. I think from far, he's very detached. He's not very emotionally attached, and that's probably what keeps him focused. It won't be a bad idea to just have him there, just to make sure what I'm thinking is what he's thinking. Yeah. Would be great to have CR7 behind the table also. love his mentality, love his passion, just love his whole workout regime, proven people that it's not about age when it comes to physique.
Yeah.
It's about what you eat, how you take good care of yourself, and if you do the right thing, you could still be as strong and athletic as the youngsters.
Yeah.
It won't be bad to also have a politician. I ain't got a favorite one now. I'll leave that as a spare.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So with getting the best out of yourself, on an average day, how would you start a day to get the best out of you and your team? Is there a regime you go through at all?
Yeah, do a couple of workouts, resistance training. Yeah, working out, having meetings on the phone, something I do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you an early riser? Do you get up there?
Very early.
Yeah.
Very early. Not rise as in get out of the bed.
No.
Eyes open, phone in my hand, working, replying emails, checking, jotting, putting notes down. Yeah, and then doing a couple of workouts also. Yeah.
Have you ever tried an ice bath on the morning?
I want to. The closest I've come to an ice bath, obviously it's not ice bath, is when I go to the gym, when I use the jacuzzi and I use the steam room.
Yeah.
There's a ice
like bucket, or is it?
No, it's not ice as in ice. There's a cold water jacuzzi.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen one of those.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You step out of the steam room and you're like 50 degrees burning.
Yeah.
And there's an ice cold water jacuzzi and you're supposed to get right into it. And I see everybody get into it.
That's the same one, yeah. Doesn't have to have ice in it. It's 7 degrees.
Yeah, and I'm like, can I do this? Yeah.
Highly recommended.
I read about it. I read about it and looked at the science behind it, how it spikes all the whatever in
dopamine and yeah, it's bananas. It's the from getting from the hot or your sofa or in is terrible and it never gets any easier.
How was your first time?
Terrible. But the thing is, but the 30th time is just bad. Like most things, when you keep doing it, it gets easier. This doesn't get easier.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's the only thing I know of that you can repeat.
A couple of weeks ago, I was in Dubai in Grand Hyatt, and I was in the gym, and I went to use it, and I saw everyone just going in so easy. Like, can I? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, you need to try and sauna, or even just the gym and shower, and then go in.
Well,
2 minutes.
I'll tell you what I'm doing now to prep myself. I'm doing the steam, and I'm just coming out and taking a really cold shower.
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
I'm hoping that's prepping me up for the finale.
The cheat way you could do is get the cold shower and then go in, because then it does lessen it a little bit, and then set your watch to 2 minutes and just stay in for 2 minutes and breathe through it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that. Definitely.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
So, where could you see yourself in 5 years' time? What's the dream?
Just doing the same thing, exploring new territories, new product lines, growth. Yeah. For me personally, I'm not the type that subscribes to like New Year resolutions, long-term plans. I wake up in the morning and try and do as much as I can do in one day. There's no limit. As long as there's time, as long as there's energy, and I've got free time. Whatever. I'm not procrastinating nothing. I'm not putting now any resolution and saying, "Oh, this year I need to get this done." If I can get that done in a day, what's next?
Yeah.
That's just the mind. It's not where I wanna. I know I want to be doing big things. I want to be exploring new territories, new opportunities. That's it.
Love that. And the penultimate question, which is sometimes it's normally the hardest question, what is currently holding you back?
Nothing. I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I took a little break last year.
Yeah.
To be fair, called it like a little hiatus. I was kind of not really sure where I wanted to make a move. I knew, like, I had an idea, but there's a time you feel like you need to stop everything.
Yeah.
Because I'd been on that. I wasn't exhausted. I wasn't steamed out or anything. I just felt you can get so overwhelmed when you're in the middle of the action, the battle, and you you need to step out of it.
Yeah.
So I took a little 3-4 months break.
Okay.
Watched a couple of boxing live. I saw the Fury in Ngannou fight.
Yeah.
In Riyadh. Saw Joshua with Walin. Yeah, just doing recreational stuff. Went to the Maldives for my birthday.
Yeah.
You know, just disconnect from business.
Right.
Even when I had calls, business calls, I said I would talk about it later. Just wanted to let I wasn't burnt out or anything. I just wanted to come back again.
Yeah.
From a fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've done that, and now
and then now we're on the road. Like I'm here now, back in Dubai on Sunday, in Ghana for an awards. There's an award ceremony. They sent me a letter for the youngest entrepreneur of the year for 2023. So that's a great thing for myself and the company as a whole. So I'll go to Ghana, hopefully. Then there's another award in Kenya for Africa, it's an African young entrepreneur. It's called 40 Under 40. Okay. And a category for decor, home and decor. Yeah, great. So hopefully we get to win that also. Yeah. Then come back here for the talk, and then launch in May. Right. So now we're just moving. After this, a couple of months break, now we're on fire. We're just moving. Yeah. If we get to the point where we feel like we need to take a pause, because when you set everything up, you need to stop now and let it start. It's just like the farmer. He clears the ground, the fields. He puts in the seeds. He starts to water, and he sits back. Yeah. Let's see our strategies and everything take place, and let's see where we make a change, what we add or what we subtract, and then we know what we do.
I love that. Yeah. So what is the best way for people? What's your socials? How can people reach out to you? If they listen to the podcast and this interesting story, how can they reach out to you?
First and foremost, follow Modern Floors. I mean, for me, it's secondary for myself personally. Just follow Modern Floors. There's Modern Floors UK, Ghana, UAE, everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, IG, TikTok, the works. Yeah. modernfloorsglobal.com. You find the different countries, you choose which one you're affiliated with. Myself is Basil David Anthony on everything. Right. Everything, yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the UK Floor podcast, coming in person. Yeah. Great podcast. Great, fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.